Hello, Adam here. Thanks for joining me again today. And what I've got today is I've got a really colorful beach scene for you. I'm going to show you every color, every brush, and every technique that you'll need to do this painting yourself. So let's just get to it. All right, what I got here is I've got a 16 by 20 canvas. I like to use that size because they're very affordable. You can buy them at about any local art store. And I've already covered the canvas with a thin coat of liquid white. All right, I'll grab a palette knife. I'll come up here and get a little bit of crimson and a little bit of blue. All right, that's just phthalo blue. And I'm just looking to make a really nice lavender color. This needs to be more to the red side. I'll grab a little bit more red. And we'll see what that looks like. I'll grab my 2-inch brush, same brush that I used to put on the liquid white. And before I put on that lavender, I'm just going to get a little bit of red. Just a little bit of red on the brush. Don't need too much. I just want to come right over here and just put some red right here. All right, that'll just add a little variation to the color in the sky. And for this sky, I'm going to let it get lighter to the left side. Okay, now I'll come up and grab my lavender color. And again, I'm going to start at the right corner. All right, I want that to be pretty dark up in there. And starting right about there, I'm going to wipe out my brush a little. Then I'm going to continue over. I really want this to fade. Really want it to fade. All right, I'm going to grab a clean brush. I'm going to come right in here and blend. The lights and the darks in the sky is very important for this paint. Very important. And slowly, as we blend and bring it over to the left, a little of that color gets over here, right over in here, but not a lot. And that's going to be important for the paint. Okay, I'll grab a large fan brush and I'm just going to get a little bit more red and then go right back into that dark color. Dark lavender color. And let's just come right up in here. And I'm just going to turn in some clouds. And that is absolutely what we want. That very dark color against that light sky. Really looks incredible. All right. And you can just put these clouds in however you want. Just try to think about what a cloud might look like. Having variations of color, variations of the lavender look really good. A little red mixed in it. And we'll bring it down to about where we think the horizon is going to be. Now I'll take a mount brush. All right, this is what I used to blend. Now just blend it. Just twirling over it. That's all you got to do. And the more you blend, the softer it'll all become. You can drag a little of the ends out over towards the right side. That looks pretty good. And if you want the tops to remain pretty crisp, just try to avoid them. That's all you got to do. Okay. And, once you're happy with it, once you like the way your clouds look, all right, you go ahead and stop. Okay, now I'm just going to take a 1-inch landscape brush and just touch a little titanium white. And right about here, we're just going to put a little glow in the sky. Right in here. All right, maybe kind of bring it out on the edges. Simulate a little bit of The moon shining. I guess we'll call this a moon. But you don't have to do too much with that. Just a little bit right there. And I'll come back with a filbert brush, get a little more titanium white, and right in the middle of this glow, we'll brighten it up a little bit more. Good. That's all we need for that. Now I'll go back to my fan brush, get a little bit more of that lavender color, and we're just going to come back and emphasize these clouds in a couple little spots. Let it come right over that moon. More colors, the merrier for this painting. Let's make this a little darker up in here. There we go. That looks good. All the variation of colors is a great thing in this painting. Okay. And maybe there's a little bit that comes down this way too. Okay, let's go back to our blending brush and blend some of that out. There we go. I'm just turning this over the clouds and blending it very lightly. That's the great thing about this brush. It's got very soft bristles on it. So the effects it makes is just incredible. Very incredible. Okay. All right. And just like that, we've got a really nice looking sky. I'll go back to a 2-inch brush now, and I'm just gonna come up and get some phthalo blue, a little bit of phthalo green, and we'll mix into that dark color right there. And put a little lavender in it, or a little bit of crimson in it. And let's just, maybe even a little bit of black. There we go. Just a mix of those colors till you kind of like what you got right there on your brush, on the palette. And let's see what that looks like. Okay, good. Good, I like that color. Nice dark ocean color. Once I see it and I like it, I'm going to bring it across. Bring it across. Okay. You just continue to work it down. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous color. We'll let it be a little darker over here. And we'll have some sand down in here in a minute, so we're not too worried about it right there. And you just kind of look at it and take your time and make that horizon pretty straight. It needs to be pretty straight. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. And I'll grab that fan brush again and just get into some titanium white right there. And come right under the moon. Brighten this up. Matter of fact, you can just do it like this. Just put some shine in there. Almost straight across. No big deal. Very easy. We'll come back and put some more in a little bit. Mixing those colors in there and just making that ocean look like it's got some shiny particles all over it. Get a little more white on it. And now we'll make them a little more defined. Right under that moon. And again, just go across. And you can do that as many times as you want until you are thoroughly satisfied with the glow of the moon in the ocean. Okay? And we may come back and work on that a little bit more, but let's move on. Let's grab our 2-inch brush again and come right into some Van Dyke Brown. And let's put a little beach in this scene. So right in here, just drag in a little sand. And we'll bring it up on this side. Okay? Good. And all that is just filling in color. Very simple. Anybody can do this. Filling in color. That's it. Okay? I'll go back to my fan brush and I'll just touch a little bit of titanium white. That's all I'm doing. And right in here. A little bit of path right there. All right. Kind of matches right under the moon there and puts a glow on the beach. Touch just a hint of pink. I don't know if you can see that or not, but just a little bit of pink in there. There we go. I think you can see that a little bit. Okay. I'll grab another fan brush and I'm just going to touch a little bit of green and come into some black, a little bit of brown, mostly just a darkish color. All right, and let's just pop in a little bit of a grassy hill right here. All right, all you got to do is come under and pull those down. Just a little bit of a hill, a little bit of grass. All right, put some more contrast on our beach, and put a little beach grass on there. We'll come over here and do the same thing. And all I'm doing is pushing my fan brush into the painting pretty aggressively. That's all I'm doing. Okay, a little bit of beach grass. Pull it down. And you can put this grass wherever you want to put it. And you can make it look different. Totally up to you. Put them all kind of different varying places. But it's mostly sand here. Mostly sand. I'll grab a liner brush and go right back into that mixture. You know, maybe you want to try thinning this down. I generally like to not thin it down to start. If I need to thin it down, I can always do that. And we'll just put a few things sticking up here. Just a few little weeds, a few little grassy things coming out of there. Don't need too much. All right, some things are bigger than others. And in general, as you get closer, the grass should get a little taller as well. I'll stick with that liner brush and right up here and get some Van Dyke brown. And I want to keep the tip of my brush pretty thin here in the beginning, and let's just say there's some, let's give this thing some posts. Little walk path right here. All right, put one there. We have to get a few of them in here. And they got to get bigger as they come to you. They got to get bigger, they got to get taller, they got to get wider as they come to you, okay? And it can take a little time to put them in. No big deal. Same thing over here. They've got to get noticeably larger as they come to you. As you make it larger, you can really see the perspective of the painting change. Okay? This one would be a little bigger, right? And I'll come down and grab another liner brush and get a little bit of titanium white. And right here in the center, we'll highlight these. Put a little highlight on them. Just on that inside. That's all it needs. Maybe you take a little bit more time with the ones that are closer to you and really try to work them till they look like an old wooden post. To do that, all you got to do is just kind of go over it a few times. That's all you got to do. Go get some streaks of color in there and start to look like wood. This one right here, right where the light and the dark touch, we'll just go over it, blend it a little bit. Much time as you need. That's how much time you ought to take. And I can just grab my fan brush and just come to the bottom. Just kind of put a little mound under it. That's all you got to do. That one blended in kind of naturally pretty good, but put a little mound. All you got to do. Looks like sand kind of covered up the bottom of those. Go back to my liner brush. I'm gonna make this one a little taller, so it pops up a little. See that? That's all I got to do. A little taller, a little wider, and with that, maybe this one. Maybe this one needs to be a little bigger too. Go back to my highlight liner and get a little highlight right here. And there as well. There we go. Back to my fan brush, and again, at the bottom, put a little mound. That's all you got to do. Go back to my highlight liner. All right. Roll it through a little titanium white. Maybe just kind of touch it right through a little bit of that brown. And what we'll do is we'll just make it look like there's a little rope or something connecting all these posts. Okay. And maybe even here. You just can't see that next post, that's all. But we know it's there. Kind of looking at your highlights. I mean, this painting today is certainly a game of light and dark contrast. You know, put as much shine on it as you think it needs to have, so it brings it to life the way that you want it to look. All right, see that? Little bitty things make a big difference. And you know what? I'll go ahead and take that brush, and we'll do this too. We'll go ahead and say there's some ropes there. You can't see that post either. Okay? Just to make it look the same as the other side. I'll stick with that highlight liner and get a little titanium white, and let's just have a little boat up here on the horizon. Make a little triangle looking sail. He's way out there. It's going back and forth from those two liners. Got the light colored one and the dark colored one. Let's get a little indication of that ship that you can see right there. Go back to that liner. It'll give a little indication like it's moving through the ocean or something right there. Get a little bit of liquid white. And on this side, maybe it'll be a little bit more shiny right there. And let's do this. Let's take a clean fan brush. Get some clean titanium white. Just work on the shine of this moon a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay? And just got to get some white in there to your likeness. And go back out and just kind of blend over it. That's all you got to do. All right, and then maybe on the beach, same thing. Just lighten it up in spots, leaving some of the darker tones. Don't take them all away, but just in spots here. Shine hitting there, a little bit of shine hitting right there. Maybe again right in there. Just play with it. That's all you got to do. Play with it till you like it. Okay? All right, maybe I'll take and just kind of work on this sailboat for just a second. There we go. A little bit darker of a bottom on it. And let me take my knife and just kind of touch it right here and put a little line through it. Make it kind of look like a little mast or something through that sailboat. And I'll go back through with a fan brush right underneath it. Blend that in one more time. Soften it up. There we go. And we just kind of blend that a little bit. Okay. Make that look a little more like sand right in there. This stuff is easy. Just go over it. Just blend. That's all you got to do. Okay. And with that, I think we'll call this one complete. I really hope you enjoyed this painting. I hope you picked up a couple techniques that you could put in your toolkit, and I hope you'll give it a try. If you're liking these videos, do me a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe. It would mean an awful lot to me. And remember, if I can paint, you can too. See you next time.